Hello there. Hello there. I am just sharing really quick so that some of you can join in. Okay. All right. So welcome. I'm just waiting for everybody to come in. Can you guys do me a favor and let me know if you can hear me? Let me know if you can see me. Am I in the right way? You guys, let me know that I'm okay so we can get going. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. You know what? Maybe I can't see my comments. I just want to make sure that you guys can see and see me before I start. I can hear you, but it's a little grainy on the image. Okay, I can see you and hear you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we're good to go. So, okay. So thank you so much for joining me. I want to get right in it. I know that you guys are busy and I'm taking up some of your night. Hi, Jen. So I am gonna go ahead and get going. First of all, just think, Father, we're so thankful for this time and for this space. Thank you for this book. Thank you for the people that have taken this challenge. Thank you for the people that are surrounding me and loving me and encouraging me. And thank you for allowing me to surround and love and encourage them. And we just thank you for this time, space, and opportunity. And we just love you. Amen. Okay. A little bit grainy and lagging. I don't know what I can do about that at this point. So I am gonna see if I can keep going. Okay, so good evening. So the first, I thought that since we have an hour and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be doing two things here. We're gonna be talking about the January challenge check-in, and then we're also gonna be talking about the life-giving home. And I just wanna say, if you weren't able to complete the January challenge, it's a-okay. It's fine. Don't worry about that. You can just join right in. And even if you haven't read the book, but you just saw this live, I just want to say join in, because I hope to do it in a way that everybody can be blessed. So, hi, I'm so happy to see all of my friends. I know you guys, so it's so happy to see your names and just get to have this time with you. So first of all, I want you guys, I've done something to my screen. I got this picture here and I don't know how to get rid of it, but I want you guys to just tell me how was the challenge check-in, and I am gonna be reading some of the things that you say. For January check-in, we were supposed to be resting, which was our devotional, which was our prayer, our journaling, just quiet, still, meditation, whatever works for you. That's what you were supposed to be doing, 5 minutes for all the days of January. And then you were supposed to be moving, so walking, lifting weights, running, exercising, all the things. Did you guys do those 2 things? What about your water? Water was under the nourish part. We were supposed to be drinking water, whatever is appropriate for your body. Somebody pointed out that they needed less, and that's fine. You might need more. That's fine. Were you able to get your water intake in there? And then the last thing for you under the home category was declutter. Were you able to declutter in January? So that's what I want you guys to let me know here I don't see these chats anymore. Okay. There we go. I got this off the screen. So, how was it, everybody? Was it better than what you thought? Was it harder than what you thought? Were you able to be consistent with it? Did you miss some days? Did you miss a lot of days? What's happening? I don't see the comments, so I am gonna hop over here and just make sure that you guys can see and hear me. Okay, so rest, nourish, and move, check, no problem. All right, I see Jen, I meditated for 30 minutes almost every day. I'm working on decluttering. Awesome, Jen, awesome. Nidia, I only focused on the rest and water and was oh, it left me. And was consistent. Amazing. Let me figure out how to get these comments to stay. They come and they disappear, so I'm so sorry. Give me just a sec. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see home. I have 3 more items to toss and donate. Yes, yes, yes. Elena, I didn't do great in January, but looking forward to doing better. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. That is so exciting, guys. Oh my goodness. So if I'm just being honest and transparent with you, I didn't do so well on some of the things. I tried hard and I lifted weights a lot of the days, but I didn't get those weights done every single time. I just started following you 2 days ago and I enjoyed drinking tea intentionally. Yes, yes. Way to jump in there. It's never too late, ever. I struggle with water and exercise. I appreciate the honesty. So I didn't struggle with the water, with the tea, with my quiet time, and with my home. Y'all, I decluttered like a boss. I probably got rid of maybe 4, 5 trash bags of stuff. Some of it was like the skincare products. If you guys watched the video from today, that was a big declutter. I decluttered my entire bathroom, my kids' entire bathroom, 7 people. Then I decluttered the homeschool room and all the other things in the house. So I did have a lot of stuff to declutter, and I am so excited about getting all that stuff done. So if I'm being honest, the only thing I didn't do well was the moving. So I'm going to commit to doing better. But sidebar, it's not with this, but it kind of is. So just rock on me a minute. I'm doing some intermittent fasting, and this is not quite 2 weeks yet, but I've lost almost 10 pounds so far. So even though I haven't been moving the way I want, I have been mindful, and that's been really good. Who else commented? I see said that she has been posting regularly. I did share that in the community tabs, and Gina says water, yes. Sleep, not so much. I've been struggling with getting enough sleep. You know, I am praying, Jen, Miss Jen, that you get some sleep and that you get some rest. So, all right, everyone. I'm so happy to hear those updates. I am so glad to hear that, you guys are doing good and that this is good for you. So I just had a couple more questions about this, and then we'll jump right into the book. If that's okay with you guys, I'm just looking to see what you guys are commenting. And just in case my screen freezes or anything like that, or in case I know someone said it was grainy, I'm sorry. I don't really know what to do to not make it grainy or anything like that. But then I would just ask you, could you treat this like a podcast and maybe just not even look at the screen and just listen to it, okay? So that, we can still push through this. Oh, thank you, Jen. She said, thank you for the inspiration. Hard to keep up, but I try. You're doing good. I'm really proud of you. Okay, so what I wanted to know is, you pretty much told me what the hardest part was, what was the easiest part. And so what I really want to know, if you care to be open and share, 1 or 2 things. This is the first question of the night. I want to know either what did you learn about yourself doing this month-long challenge? What was something that was brought to your attention, 1, or 2, What did you take away from this challenge? Podcast it is, yes. What did you take away from this challenge? So either A, what did you learn about yourself? Or B, what is your biggest takeaway from this challenge? If you care, let me know that in the comments. They'll start popping up as you guys type them, and I'll read them. And while you guys are typing them, I'll say that for me, something I've learned through this January challenge is that, sorry, is that I have so many empty, like it's ridiculous. Like when I was cleaning my bathroom and my stuff, I always have like oh man, I had so many hair products. It was ridiculous. I have like this one little crumb in this whole big bottle, and I'm just having them and keeping them. And so it's just crazy. So something I noticed is that I hold on to empties, like empties. And so that's going to be something, we're going to be talking about in one of my upcoming videos. Why do you hold on to empty things? Wow. Why do you hold on to things that need to be discarded, that are no longer in workroom for you? At Good at Everything, we just finished up the Life-Giving Home. So we're talking about this. And I posted the book for the next month. And so quickly, for while you guys are still typing your answers, if for those of you who are new here, I post a poll each month, and you guys get to choose from the books that I have listed. What do you think we're going to read? And you guys pick this time for the live as well. So I went based upon your live time and your books. And so the new poll will be coming out for the March book, and everyone already decided on the February. There was a vote, and I don't have that particular book, but it is The Power of a Praying Wife, and you guys voted, and that was the book you picked. So if you're new, that's fine. You still got time, and you'll have time to vote for the next one. So I was just giving you guys a moment to see if anybody wanted to share what their takeaway was from this, or something they learned about themselves. I learned I was more out of shape than I thought. The workouts, the muscles are being used in different ways each week. I like that. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, I know we don't always necessarily want to share some things, and so that's fine. As long as it was impactful, though, because this is the reality. Everyone has such a full life and such a busy schedule, and if you're going to take away time from your home and your family, I want it to be building you up in all areas of your life. Otherwise, I'd be wasting my time and you'd be wasting yours. So I just really hope that this book helped and touched everyone, even if you didn't finish it. And I was sure at the end something that I am thinking. So I'm going to just head right into the book now. I learned that the smaller the habit, tiny, small, the less resistance I have in doing a thing. And the fewer areas I focus on, the less overwhelmed I feel. Oh, I love that. I am so tired of quitting. Oh, I like that a lot. Felt muscles I didn't know I had. I like the one-day declutter. That was the key here. Was I figured, like, just by doing this in bite sizes, little things at a time, one item per day. I felt like there is this challenge going on right now, and it is where you do like there's 31 days in a month, 31 items the last day, then 30 items the next day, and then, or the reverse. And I'm like, that would be so overwhelming for someone who's never done anything like this before. So for me, let's just do one item per day. And I think it's a really good thing to stop here for just 1 second and say, it's easy to think that we need to be doing all the things, and we need to be doing big things to be significant and make a difference. But I just want to say, and I want to share, that it's little things that make a difference and make a large impact. And so if you're just doing one thing per day, look how many things you're doing in a whole year. That is almost 400 things. So I don't ever want you just to despise a small beginning, a small start, a small thing. because bite size is perfect for hoarders like you, she said, but it's just perfect for everyone to not feel overwhelmed, whether you're in this season of life where you've got a lot of little ones and a lot of little toddlers, whether you're in this season where everyone's grown, when you're in this season of maybe your health, all those things. So just a little bit at a time can really move it. You realize I might be a pack rat. Well, 3 bins: keep, sell, donate, and then take some of this money and put it somewhere else. I love this channel, such a blessing. Oh, listen now, y'all know I tell you in every video, I really be crying. And you see, I'm a little bit light. My face will be red in this video. So we're not going to cry tonight, but let's get going. And you guys can keep chatting and commenting in there. And then you sold items on eBay. Yes. See, that's what I'm talking about. One man's junk, not that your stuff was junk, but is another man's treasure. And what a way to be resourceful and to really use the things that we have been blessed with and storing it well. Like you were able to flip it and probably made a profit, or maybe just what you paid back. And if not, you made something. And so that is awesome. I'm super proud of you. And for those of you who don't want to do on eBay, you can sell some things on Facebook. And if you are doing the February's challenge, which is a no buy, that is a good way to trade, barter, etc. I put out a free box on the curb and people came through and took what they wanted. I bet they did. I bet you had some amazing things. And so it feels so good to give. So I have a local family that when I declutter and all that, I give to. They're a homeschool family. They're a large family. And I really just want to be a blessing to them. And then I had some things that I sent out to another YouTuber, another friend. I had a book that I was giving away, and she was the winner of the book. So in her package, I added a couple more things in there too. So the first thing that I want to say is, I know it sounds weird, but when we die, there will be this Christy start date, end date, and there's a dash in between. And so what is so important is the way that you live that dash. How do you live out that dash? And so for me, living out that dash is being here and just really pouring out my heart. Hi, Nicole, my soul and my spirit to you guys, to encourage you guys to be the best wives and the best mothers and the best daughters and friends that you can be, like being whole and healthy for you and for others. I think it is so important. And so again, just thank you for being here and taking this journey with me. So the life-giving home, I'm so glad I picked this to start off the year. It can be revisited over and over since it breaks down by the months as well. The first pages captured me and captivated me in a way that I have not been captivated in years. I can truly relate to how amazing you feel with beautiful atmospheres and how drained, disgusted we can feel with horrible and blah ones. And so I really noticed the difference in atmosphere that the ladies were talking about. Like I could see this thing, okay? It was clear as day. I know not everybody's read the book, and I'm going to take you with me. Let me share something with you. The floor was covered in a stain-thin, nondescript gray-brown carpet with the large wet spot in the middle that smelled of Lysol. A cheap, stiff couch with a narrow pillow was pushed up against one wall. Old torn wallpaper covered the kitchen walls, and the unmistakable smell of strong cleaning solution from the sink assaulted our noses. Way to be out of town and go to a hotel and this is what you get, okay? This is horrible. The excitement of the last hour suddenly drained from me, and my body and mind both went limp. Just sitting in that room made me feel lonely and depressed. Listen to that. Lonely and depressed. Hold on though. So I'm going to flip over. So this is when I'm not going to go long into it because we got a lot to cover, but this is when they decided they wanted to go and write a book. Sally and her daughter, they took some time together. They took this special trip. This was the first hotel that they had reserved, and it was horrible. Thankfully for them, they found another one, and this is what the other one says. It really made me happy. Hi, Flower, Patch School, and Nicole. It says a big Victorian bed was piled high with pillows and comfy looking duvet, a beautiful fireplace, a patterned rug covered the gleaming wood floors. And gilt frame pictures hung against pale gold wallpaper, patterned with yellow rose bouquets. A small table and two deep chairs, many candles around the room, the CD player with a stack of instrumental music beside it, the right suite, utterly surrounded by beautiful things that gave life to my soul. Our fireplace is filled with the cheery, crackling flames. The candles are lit. A piano is playing in a living room, and there is a sense of warmth and beauty all around. The very richness of this room brings life to my soul. And that is what this book is all about. Bam! Now that is an introduction. It captured me, and I was like, oh, tell me more. I want to hear about the rest of this book. How to create a home that nourishes, nurtures, and sustains life and beauty. It's all about how to order your living spaces and what happens there to embody the joy and the beauty of God's own spirit. How to create a space that supports vibrant, joyful, productive living and supports growth of the body, the soul, and the spirit. And if you've been here these 6 years I've been on YouTube, sidebar, I talk about like a holistic approach to life. And that is the holistic, the whole person, that body, soul, and spirit. Home was intended to be much more than just a place of bare essentials. A home environment filled with color, creativity, and order. A welcoming provider of laughter and refuge, a space where memories are made and shared, God-honoring, vibrant homes. Made home in a way that would minister beauty and rest, inspire study, stimulate conversation, and celebrate relationships. So I'm gonna, I think, stop right there. But the reason why I wanted to read that to you is because I wanted to bring up a question. And yeah, it's so good, right? That just, I was like, wow. This book was worth all my coins. So I want to give you guys like a question. And so I don't know if you guys have paper, pencil that you can, or pen, or phone, whatever, that you can, oh, thank you, that you can write like the answer to, or if you want to share here, I would love it. I honestly don't know how this thing will work, to be honest. So I don't know if I'll be able to go back and re-see all the comments. I pray, please, Lord, let me go back and be able to read every single thing that every single person wrote this entire time. That would be amazing. But if not, just write this down, because this is really good. These were some questions and things that came to me as I was reading. So this was like a whole paragraph almost, but I highlighted some of the most amazing parts to try to read them together and make it flow. But listen to the way that sounded. And that brings me into what I want to talk to you about. I want you to really notice the difference of the atmosphere on the first place. And I want you to notice the atmosphere with the second place. Listen, baby. Look at the atmosphere, okay? And I'm so glad I get to be here with you, because we are homemakers. We are home keepers. We are keepers of our home. We set this tone. We set this atmosphere. We run this, okay? And so if our home and our atmosphere is like that funky smelling old hotel that smells like cleaning supplies, and it's like, oh, the lady said it was depressing. What? She said it was depressing. This thing really hit me. It was like a oh, okay. Are we setting a depressing atmosphere in our home? Like, even the way it sounded from the very moment I read that, it did not sound very good. And so fast forwarded to when they switched hotels and went to that right hotel. Listen to the way it sounded from the very moment they entered, from the way that things were presented, the way that things were there. Are we setting that kind of home in our home? That's what I want to leave you with. I want you to leave this live like, let's do this. I want you to leave this live like, listen, we about to do like a whole makeover now. For the February budget, we're not spending any money. It's a no spend month. So I'm going to do all that I can do for free. Because it's not about things anyway. And that is what I am supposed to be saying. And that's what I want to say in every video. It's not about things, but it's about the heart and it's about the relationships. So I want you again to really notice the difference in those two atmospheres and really be honest with what kind of atmosphere is in my home. And it's no shame, like straight up. If that first one is your home, baby, you're in the right place because you're about to experience a transformation. One, and two, you know what? That is a beautiful love story to be written about you. It was this way, but then things changed and now it's this way. So that is a perfect moment. Hi, thank you for coming and being here. We love you. So jump right in. You don't even need to have read the book. So the question is, get your pen and paper because I got a question for you. How can you create a home that nourishes, nurtures, and sustains life and beauty? What happens to embody the joy and beauty of the Holy Spirit? This is good. How can you create a home like that? Does your home feel like the first hotel to your spouse and to your children? Or does it feel like the second one? And if it feels like the second one, how can we nourish that? How can we turn it around? How can we transform it? And if you guys watch my planning video and I gave you the tips while sharing inside of the planner, I said to you, what is an action plan? You need an action plan, not just I want to change my home from that stale, musty, stinking hotel room to this beautiful, life-giving place that gives life. I want to change from something that's depressing and weighing down. And it's like, oh, just what she said. She was like, our bodies went limp. Their bodies went limp. How can we change your home from a limp place to a life-giving place? That's what I want you guys to really think about. What is your action plan? What two things can I do? Normally in my lives, I say, what one thing can I do to make a difference? Today, I'm going to say, what two things can you do in your home, maybe for the month of February, that can bring life into your home? Let's keep going. Next, we want to get into the Built More. That was on page 5. If you have the book, you can kind of follow along with me. If not, don't even worry. I got you covered. So I am going to talk to you about the Built More. So this is when they went to visit a library of thousands of books. Multiple living rooms were designed to provide his family and guests with privacy, companionship, and entertainment, each featuring a variety of cards, games, and books piled high for escape and study. Groups of chairs where many of friendships were forged in front of the roaring fires. Guests delighted to congregate in these rooms to engage with new ideas, share stories, and enjoy one another. It's worth the read if you can do that. Okay, question number 1. How can I group chairs, couches, and tables in our home in a way that would encourage people to spend time together? Let's go back. We run this, okay? And it's not in a vain type of way, but is that we are the keepers of our home. We are the life and the heart of our home. And so how can we move chairs around? I would move this tripod so you can see the chair here, but heaven forbid it would fall. So, but you guys know I have books. I have a book of, or a basket of books here. I have books there. I have a Bible here. I try to have books and things and cards and games all over the place. Why? Because it encourages you to spend time together. The next question, how can I use my own kitchen and the rest of my house to meet both the physical and emotional needs of my family and those who might not have as much? Wow. What events can I dream up that will help us celebrate life and make memories through meals and learning how to cook for groups with simplicity? I want to go back. This you can see. Face them away from TV. Yes, absolutely. So I'm just gonna slide over here. And this, first of all, the hutch was thrifted. I got a video on that, and every single thing inside was thrifted. I got a video on that. But these are pieces of crystal and all type. There's even books in here, and yes, we read these. What I got from the book is that we are the home, not the house. We are the atmosphere. The comment went away. Hold on. Okay. When someone else comments, I'll be able to see the rest of that. What I got from the book is that we are the home, not the house. We are the atmosphere, and a peaceful, clean home shall reflect the clean, peaceful mama. Yes. Living with Eve. Hi, Eve. Love you. Well, she's Leilani. My daughter's Kaylani, and she's Leilani. All right. Something else just popped up here. We don't want that. Okay. So, how can I use what I have in my kitchen and rest of my house to meet the physical and emotional needs of my family and those who may not have as much? What events? And so in the video, I talked about how to be hospitable and show hospitality on a budget. And so that's where using these things come into play. And these are all items that were thrifted. And I don't think anything in here was more than $5, most things being 50 cents, including the crystal up there. But guess what? When I have an outing, or when I have an inning, when I have an event, when I welcome people into my home, I have something beautiful to present the things on. And it was something that was thrifted. And that is my point here. You don't have to have a lot, and you don't have to have a lot of money to be great in your home and setting an atmosphere and creating a loving, warm environment. It's not about what you have. It's never about what you have. It's about you and what you're bringing and what's really important to you. It says art treasures and artifacts from all over the world. Now we're talking about Vanderbilt, and he's got this massive mansion. So you can only imagine, but it says each item was carefully chosen to add beauty and interest, to capture the imagination and stimulate the flow of creative juices. I'm not really concerned about this guy and his massive, I don't know if it was 2, 3, 4, whatever, 100-room mansion, but I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about your heart. Hey, sis, I'm concerned about your house. And so the question I want to say is, how can you carefully choose each item in your home to add beauty and interest, to capture the imagination and stimulate the flow of creative juices? Okay, question 3. I gotta move it. Don't get too chatty, Christy. How can I arrange? Is this good so far? Are you guys enjoying this? How can I arrange my own little treasures trove from the items collected from the many countries where we've lived to refresh our decor and provide something interesting to see, read, or enjoy in every corner of our life? And again, you may not have visited many countries. Okay, what about many thrift stores? And for those of you who don't thrift, what about the many stores you visited? You visited stores, you have things already. She's got plants. Bam. How can you arrange the plants? This is different for me because I love people and entertaining, and my family's 7 alone. So I need a lot of stuff when people come because it's a big event. But how can you arrange whatever is important to you? It might be books, it might be flowers, whatever it is. How can you use it for the glory, 1, of God, of Yah, the Most High, and 2, to just bring life into your home? That's really what it's about. Okay, intentionally making my home a holding place for all that is beautiful, good, holy, and foundational to life. A place where those I love always feel like they belong. A place of freedom and grace that launches them into the person they were made to be. A place of becoming. Wow. See? Now, where in there says we need all this fancy $1,000 million stuff? No. This is what's really important. To feel like they belong, a place of freedom, a place of grace, to launch them into who they are supposed to be. So that's why we have an important job. And let me tell you something. This is on page 7. We're talking about that homeless generation. It's so sad, but it's so true. Broken families, divorce, abandonment, passivity, and abuse have plagued family history and have left scars on the hearts of children grown into adults. The vision of home as a place to flourish and fully grow into a healthy person has too often been lost or lost in the busyness, distraction, and brokenness of both the secular and Christian cultures. Sometimes we are lonely and we do not recognize what has even been lost. It's a different kind of homelessness. This is a spiritual and an emotional homelessness. Homelessness of those who have their basic needs for food, housing, and clothing met, but do not have a sanctuary designed to preserve all that is precious in life. Wow. Wow. Do not have a sanctuary to preserve all that is precious in life. Just reading the comments, sorry. Okay. I had a note that I wanted to go along with that. So what I read about the Giltmore was, again, just to give you a guide. You adjust that to your taste. We talked about this homeless generation, how it's sad, but it's really true. Let's talk more about what makes a home. And that was on page 9. I want to go, it says, what makes a home? A place to belong, a people to be a part of, and a purpose where God's righteousness and design are celebrated and cherished in a community of every day. Homemaking is cultivating the life of a home, and it has to be done on purpose. Yes, Jesus is our sanctuary, Yeshua. And so it makes you wonder, it says has to be done on purpose. So here's your next question. Work on a space for a prayer closet. Yes, I have a video sharing my prayer closet. So check that out if you get the chance or if you even desire. But it says it has to be done on purpose. So here's your next question. What are you doing on purpose for your home? Are you doing good things on purpose? Bad things on purpose? You setting a warm atmosphere? I love you. Bless you. You look beautiful today. What a great job. Or are you setting a not so great atmosphere? Shut up. You're driving me crazy. I wish you were at school. I don't know. Like what are we really doing on purpose? What's coming out of our mouths? What type of atmosphere are we setting? Okay. She said early on in life that when I first began, I guess, having family, she understood that in order to build a vibrant, rich, life-giving home, which is what we all want, right? Yes. I needed to clarify my vision and construct a detailed plan for my own unique community called Clarkson, because her last name is Clarkson. Our words matter so much, Amber. So you insert your last name there, and it's like, what is your vision and your detailed plan for your community? Home is the haven of inspiration where art is expressed and taught. It's the place where whispers of God's love are heard regularly. Oh, thank you. Intentionally is definitely my word of the year, setting the atmosphere with worship in the AM. Yes, it makes such a difference. I find that I'm always rushing myself, and it causes me to create a rush stress atmosphere. So I intentionally have been trying to slow down and be in the moment. Listen, if I could like hug you, heart you, I don't even know if can I do those type of things. I would, because that is just so amazing. Nope, that's saying put you in timeout. So we don't want to put you in timeout, but that is so amazing. First of all, thank you for being so transparent and real and raw. And sometimes we just need to slow down. And I think that is another part of her book. And that is why, if you just notice with my videos and everything, I'm always trying to speak and do things calmly and peaceful so that you don't feel, and I'm always telling you, you don't have to do more. What one thing can you do? Just pace yourself so that you don't really get burnt out. Because if you're burnt out, how can you form this blueprint for your vision? How can you make this home your haven? How can this home be the place where stories of heroism, sacrifice, love, and redemption are heard, embraced, and celebrated? If you're tired, worn out, raggedy, broke down, that's why in every single video that I put out, I try my hardest to make sure it's something to inspire, to motivate, to encourage you. You know why? Because if you are not whole and you're not in a right place, that queen, like if you're not in this mentally good headspace, you will be worn out. Like, seriously, you will be worn out and you'll be too tired to do any of this, but the work we do is so important. And I understand that. And that's why I always want to throw that love and joy and peace and all the fruits of this can just be strengthened and encouraged. It says where spirits can be fed and their souls enriched, but I needed that for my own soul as well. I craved a place to belong amongst our nomadic lifestyle, a refuge from the draining practices and spiritual work I encounter out in the world. Therefore, I need a place to be loved and restored, to find inspiration and purpose. Seeing my own heart, mind, and soul were filled up on a regular basis. So when I emerged from my home, I had the resources to cope with the demands of life. And so I think that's so important that you guys take time to sacrifice to be on lives like this, where you're getting your souls poured into. I'm looking, there's the comments. And so you're able to cope with the demands of life. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these comments back up. When you guys comment, they stay up, and then if no one's commenting, it goes back down. Okay. Gosh, I read so I could join in. You know, it's okay. Just join in from what I'm saying, because I'm saying some good stuff. I am focusing on a bedroom and want my husband. Oh, yes. Yes. You know what? I think I should skip ahead. You guys are pushing me. Okay, one step, one season at a time. It says home should be the very place ever. The home should say welcome. You are cared for here. Welcome. Does your home say welcome? Because let me tell you, let me put this page insert here. Let me get on the soapbox now. I have been into some homes and it's like, I'm just like, oh, how quick can I leave? Like, oh, you know, I gotta go home. Right? And I've been to some homes and it's like, I never want to leave this place. I never want to leave. I did 5 minutes self-care. Yes. Are you all stay-at-home moms and wives? No, I know for a fact that everybody is not a stay-at-home mom and wife, but you're a woman. And so you fit this category and you're welcomed in this space, whether you're self-employed, outside of the home, inside the home, mom of five like me, that's fostered and, you know, all that, or whether you have no kids, everyone is welcome. This is a place where everyone is welcomed. So, I mean, it's great for conversation if you want to talk, but I just want to make sure that I'm very clear. Everyone is welcomed here, because even if you live with your parents, you want even that space that you're at to be a welcoming space that says welcome, you're cared for. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into, we're moving along. The rest of the chapters go quicker. I feel like this one was just so meaty. It was like, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so much. It was like every single thing was like, but wait, that was good. And like, wait, but that was good. And like, oh, that was so good. So this has really been some good stuff to me. I really have loved this book. Okay, let's go to Holy Desire. Okay, I said I was gonna not do this, but it says some only know a broken home. I think we need to stop here just for 1 second. Yes, Jen, we are all home keepers. Yes, keepers of our home. I think we should stop here. Who thinks we should stop here for just 1 second? This is under a Holy Desire. It says, some only know a broken home. And I am just thinking about my wording here. The title of the book is The Life-Giving Home. I want to say this. The lady that you see today is not the lady I have always been. And even if it's the lady that I've always been, it's not from the people that I've known. I'm going to leave it at that. But I'll say this. You have the authority and you have the power to create life and beauty in your home. And if you come from a broken home like I come from, if you come from a broken home like a lot of people, because let me put the book down for a second. This book is phenomenal. Like, this read, hands down, so good. So good. But not everybody can relate to this because you've never heard or seen this. And so that's why you're here in this space, to get the opportunity to learn what it is and what it looks like. My husband and I will be married 13 years in a few months. My mom and dad weren't married. I was born out of wedlock. It's a very different thing. But let me tell you, oh, you're crying. Listen, I told y'all, don't start crying now, because you know I'll cry. I'm crying right now. I come home from a broken home, and so does my husband. We need this, and I want this for my marriage and my mental health. Simply living by grace. Let me just tell you something right now. I speak blessings and peace to your home, and I'm telling you, your marriage and your mental health is going to turn around in the name of Jesus, in the name of Yeshua. I believe it, okay? I'm with you. The life-giving home consists of breaking generational curses. Yes. And if you watch my videos, I talk in my videos that we are curse breakers. I don't care if you come from a broken home or broken space. You can say the buck ends here, the ball stops. You whatever figure of speech you want to say, but it ends right here, right now. This thing does not have to continue. I don't care what I went through, what I saw, what I experienced. This is the day of a turnaround. My home will be different. My life will be different. My children will be different. They don't have to know what I knew. They don't have to see or experience what I saw and what I experienced. And that's what I'm telling you. It's not about money. Some things money can't buy. How about that? Some things money just can't buy. I know I'm going away from the book a little bit, but listen to this book, okay? The life-giving home. I'm giving you something right now. I'm giving you life to your home. This is a new day. This is a new moment. I don't care what you did, what you said to your children, to your spouse yesterday, even today before this live. When you get off of this life, you have the opportunity for a brand new, I think we touched on this, passionate. You have the opportunity for a brand new start. Hear me. You have the opportunity for a brand new start. When we get off this live, the life-giving home starts. I don't care what has happened up until this point. I don't care that you had, that you didn't. I do care about the situations. Hear my heart. Hear me clearly. I may not be able to word it all right all the time, but hear the heart of what I'm saying. I care if you were abused, misused, if you didn't have a place that you felt comfortable. I understand. I won't say anything to bring shame or dishonor to anyone, to my family, let's say it that way. But let me let you know something. There is not one thing that you can say to me that I cannot relate to, that I cannot understand, that I have not endured, that I have not pushed through, that I have not broken free from, and that I have not broke the chain from. Hear me clearly. Nothing. You tell me the story, I can say me too. But I'm here sharing with you so that this life can come into your home too. So that this life can come into your home too. Okay? So, back to the book. Now that I done said all that, no more broken homes. No more broken homes. No more. It ends here. And I don't care if you've been giving your child, and I'm not trying to hear me, but hear me. Hear me that I'm not trying to hurt you, but hear me. I want you to get straight, okay? Hear what I'm saying to you. I don't care if you've been giving your children Pop-Tarts and ramen noodles every day of your life until, I don't care, okay? But from now, you're going to come to my channel and we're going to make the sourdough bread, okay? We're going to bake this stuff from scratch. We're going to learn how to cook. We're going to learn how to have our own pantry. We are going to learn how to prepare our homes. We're going to learn how to buy whole foods, how to cook with whole foods. We're going to learn how to do some things differently. And yesterday is gone, and tomorrow is what we are walking into and walking forward. You know, that is what we're focused on. Our eye is fixed on those things ahead and not behind. I don't care what kind of mama you could have been a crack. I don't care. It starts now. What are you going to be from this moment on? And what are you going to do from this moment on? And how are you going to be different from this moment on, because this is why I'm here in this space, and this is why you're in this space too. So no more broken homes. No more broken homes. No more broken homes. All right. It says, hope challenges us to take the void spaces in our lives, the empty forms of a broken world, and fill them with love, with beauty, and with belongings. So that is what we're going to do. We are going to figure out how to fill our homes with love, with beauty, and with belonging. So that was what she talked about on page 15. And she said something that's really, really cool. She said on page 17, we are made to delight and ground ourselves in the goodness of creation, to tend, to cultivate, and to keep a specific place on earth. Homemaking is not a retreat from the fallen world, not a retreatment from culture, but as a profound engagement with it. She says, his kingdom comes in the way we celebrate, the shelter we make our homes, and the joy we put into what we cook, eat, and create. I just said that. Our willingness to welcome strangers into our midst. How many of you welcome others? As the Holy Spirit fills us, our families, and friendship, and the particular physical spaces of our lives become the spaces where Christ is born again and again, growing, ordering, renewing, and healing. That was on page 17. So we're going to skip ahead and we're going to go to the director of life art. So she talks about even an orchestra needs a conductor to choose the music, to lead rehearsals, and to unite all the instruments into a what? Harmonious sound. So every home needs someone who conducts what I call the life music of a home. I'm going to come back and address that, because we're going to be delivered from what people think about us. Because you know what? I would rather come into your home where there is love, joy, peace, where it's warm, where it's inviting, and you have nothing or very little or even a small space, than to come into this mansion that feels cold, unwelcoming. You barely want me there. Don't touch anything. Don't look at anything. No, give me the little ran down shack that the mama is doing her best to make over with her thrifted finds, where she has some cobbler and some sweet tea to welcome me, to greet me with love, that's saying, come sit, let's talk, let's fellowship. Give me that over that mansion that's stiff and dry, right? The heart. Man, it's all about the heart. She said from the beginning, the vision clay in our head for our home was to reflect the reality of the living God. God's truth was to be taught, cherished, obeyed daily within the boundaries of our home. His love was to be the oxygen that each one of us breathe. I'm sorry, I love words. I love poetry, all that. It just sounds so good. The oxygen that we breathe, the Ruach HaKodesh, he is the air, the Holy Spirit. That's the air that we breathe. Finding a home space for all that is sacred, beautiful, valuable, and reflective of his reality. Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead. So we got this now. So the director of art life, the orchestra needs a conductor. Who's the conductor? We're the conductors. So what she says is there is a music of welcome. So what I'm going to show you the book, and then I am going to, can you see? Okay, so I'm going to show you the book, The Music of Welcome. It says, offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. 1 Peter 4:9. So I'm not going to go there. I'm going to skip. And then it says the music of safety. Let me just read it. The Lord will guide your going out and your coming in from this time forever and ever. Okay. You know what? I got to go back. I'm sorry. The music of welcome. I like this. one of the daughters was away, and when she came home, there was a chalk sign that said welcome. So I want to speak to that person that said, I don't want to welcome people into my home because I'm afraid of what they're going to think of me. I don't care what's going on inside your home. How would they feel if when they walked up to the porch, they saw a board sign that says, welcome, Christy. Welcome, Chelsea. Welcome, Elena. Welcome, Jen. Welcome, good at everything. Welcome, friend. What if they saw that? And what if maybe, welcome, glad you're here? What? Come on. And it says, adapting the attitude that every arrival at my door is a divine appointment. So I had to go back because someone just said that about the live. For me to care for others, to understand and listen to them, and to serve them, even if it's just with the cold water. It changes the way that you see your home and those who come into it. When you adapt the attitude, let me say it one more time. When you, yes, by the physical, so you can write, so you can highlight, yes. So it says, adapt the attitude that every arrival at your door is a divine appointment. For me to care for others, to understand and listen to them and serve them, changes the way I see my home and the people who come into it. So there's your next question to write down. How do I see my home and the people who come into it? And have I adopted this attitude? Okay, the music of safety. So the Lord will guide your going in, coming out from this time and forth forever. This was Psalms 121:8. And when I highlighted, it says, making sure the door to home is closed to the judgment and influences of the world has been a profound commitment I make on behalf of my family. So what does that mean to you? Making sure the door of your home is closed to the judgment and influences of the world. You might have to cut some people off, okay? You know what? That's good. That's good. I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, man, they might need this. Okay. All right now. I will retract what I said. And if you want to buy the book, and if you didn't get the other book, you can buy the book. As it's not going against the no spend because you were already committed to this prior to the no spend. So you can, if you're doing the no spend challenge for the month of February and reading that book, some of you are just jumping in really quick because I know people are coming and going. We had a challenge for the month of January. I posted a check-off sheet that you could check to keep you accountable. So beautifully illustrated by my friend Darlene. Darlene, mi amor, love you. Thank you so much for all your hard work. And then we read this Life-Given Home, and now we're having this live. We're getting ready to go into February. We have another sheet that she's done, and we're reading the book, The Power of a Praying Wife. And then we'll come back February, the first Tuesday in February. You guys voted on this date, and we'll do another live. Okay, so back to the book. We talked about the music of safety. Let's go, absolutely. Let's go to the music of knowledge. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta go back to this. Home is to be a safe haven, a refuge for all who enter, a protection from the harm and storms of the world. And it also says TV and internet with their ideas and images can damage our faith, abuse our hearts and minds, scare our psyches, and tear apart our peace. And you know what? It really is true. And that's why I'm so careful with what we watch, what we listen to, what we eat, what we do. It all matters. Do we not know our bodies are temples of the Most High? Okay. If you're a temple of something, you want it seeing that some of that stuff. And you know what? Another sidebar that someone asked me about my cleaning videos. That's why I wear my long, I don't want to say granny dresses, but long dresses, because I do not, when sometimes I watch these cleaning videos and they have on like booty shorts. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've got little kids here. And not only do I've got little kids here, I've got a husband here. And, you know, I don't want him to just happen to look up and see all that butt in the screen. So again, just, it all matters. Everything you do matter. And I don't want to be putting myself out there like that. You really just got to guard your eye gates. That's really what I want to say here. And that's really what she's saying, because she's saying our home, you should find protection and safety from the harms of life. including voices that do not speak truth or wisdom. And so if you're she's laughing at me. If you're following people and they're not speaking truth in life, like this to me is life. This is what you need. Someone to speak this life to you. They're not speaking life to you, they gotta go. Like, okay, bye. I did a January declutter challenge with Grace.Filled, and she said declutter my life, 31 items for the month, and you're one of those items. You guys like that? Okay, I'm corny. I know. We know that. Just okay. The music of knowledge and wisdom. The best stories memorized, scriptures, priceless images of classical art, excellent books, memories from great feasts enjoyed together and special days celebrated, great Bible stories and wisdom passages, plus the heart photographs of love given, holidays cherished, lessons learned. She said these are her treasures. I wrote here, my personal note says tears. Like, when I read it the first time, it made like, wow. Because it makes you think about the way you think about what you think about. And is that a treasure? If someone were to say to you, what is your treasure? Would you say that that is what your treasure is? So I just really love that. Okay. Inspiration and mind, filling and strength. Next, we go to the music of beauty. It says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human hearts. It says, human beings are created to respond to beauty and to create beauty for ourselves. I wasn't ready for this. You ready for this? We honor Him when we make beautiful a priority in our home. This is another way of filling our home with precious and pleasant riches. What? I was like, come on, Sally, and talk to your girl. She said, I've always wanted our home to be a place of interest, aspiration, education, creativity, and enjoyment. To embody the spirit, what language? I'm speaking Spanish. To embody the spirit of Christ in every nook and cranny. I wanted to provide pleasures for the senses as well, to point toward the amazing beauty of God's creation and to inspire everyone who passes through our door. So right now you're in my door, and I want to inspire you as you pass by it. And so maybe you don't have doors like this, but in your home, who comes in and out of your home are you inspiring them? Okay, so we're almost to where I want us to be, and then I am going to pick up a few more things. We're still on this music, the music of welcome, and this is how she broke down the different parts of the music of welcome. Okay, so we are finishing up the music of beauty, and it says, artwork collected does not only remind us of where we have been, but the world outside of our walls. And I think that's the other flip side to the coin. Yes, our homes are important. Yes, homemaking is important. Yes, what we do matters, all these things. But there is a world outside of our walls. And so that is something that's important to remember. It says the colors. What colors do you have? Do they bring pleasure? Do they smooth? Do you have textures that reward the touch? Is there a warm fragrance of food in the ovens that keep us sniffing? It is going to be. I'll talk about that in a second. It says, beauty is found in the way we light the room. She says, we keep a well-stocked shelf of candles and lighters in constant use. It's the books we open again and again, the way we arrange our furniture. It's the way we set our table. It's natural objects. It's the potted plants. See, it's the potted plants. It's the shells, the leaves. It's the fresh flowers or the pine brought in from our yard. It's open windows that draw the eyes toward the beautiful outdoors. Like, come on, look at that. The music of relationship, where 2 or 3 have gathered together in my name, I am there in the midst. Well, Matthew 18 and 20, I think that kind of is applicable to where we are tonight right now. The relationships are the core focus of celebrating life together in a place. And so she just talked about like how they had rocking chairs and like the conversations rest, how they had these comfy couches, how they had a fireplace. I did like she said this, and so I did highlight. Grouping comfy couches in front of the fireplace, not the television. I love that. And so she calls this a relationship-based choice. I like that. She said before the television was invented, the hearth was the gathering place where the community was shared and built. And a media-free place has gathered and fostered conversations and engaging people into mutual activities. Going back to the Vanderbilt's home, the mansion, games, read alouds, knitting, chess, discussions, ideas, praying over issues of life. And so, here's all my highlights because I had a lot of. I'm gonna come back and read all these because I wanna jump in this conversation, but I'm almost done, so I'm gonna just keep focusing. It's a note that I wrote, and so here's your next question: how can we do this if we are so separate? If we have different views? So it was going back into having that media-free place to gather and how it fosters conversations and time and space for games and praying over the issues of life and read alouds and just ideas and stuff. If we're always so separate in our own spaces and go to your room and go to your room, when are we together? And that is such an important part of family. Like that is an important part that is missing. And I want to just talk about it for a second. Even I've had people come over and it's like, your family, we haven't seen you in a long time, but you're on your cell phone. You're answering calls. Why travel so far to see somebody if you're not going to spend the time with them? There should be a respect that when you go into someone's home, you put your phone away. Anything else, it can wait. Like, what emergency? And especially if it's your family, you're all there together anyway. It's like we've losing that connection. We're right in front of you. I'm here. I'm right here. Here I am. Hello. Hi. Friends, talk to me. I'm here. Hello. And you're like, oh, what's she doing? Oh, what he doing? Oh, what he saying? No, I'm right here. Your family is right here. Your home is right here. And you're missing your family, your home, and your friends. For what? For what? So open up your eyes and really pay attention to the relationships that are in front of us. Okay, I think this is the last music. Okay, one more music. The music of nourishment. It says Jesus was recognized by them in the breaking of the bread, Luke 24:35. And so this talks about food to nourish our bodies. And our kitchen satisfies our basic needs to provide pleasure for all who enter. Seriously, it not just fills our bellies, but it's something about preparing the food and sharing it with others that enhances the relationship. It builds community. It even fosters spiritual connections. I believe that every meal should be a celebration of life itself as we break bread and enter fellowship together. That is so powerful. The way these meals are planned, prepared, and served enhances the connections and celebration. Every meal, in other words, should be a feast for the senses and the spirit. I'm going to stop right there and I'll go to the last part in that section. I think a part of the reason that we are not able to fully experience the joy, the celebration of life she's speaking of is because, again, going back to media and things, we're so separated. We're so how many people even sit down and have meals together? Listen, in this house, you're going to be at this table. Let me turn in red. Okay. You're going to be at this table and you don't get an option because we eat together. We eat our meals together. And you're going to sit there. You're going to sit there and we're going to eat our food. And so since we might as well be here, let's talk and let's conversate and what's going on and let's chit chat and what are you excited about and what are you looking forward to? What's the most exciting thing that happened today? What was blah that happened today? Right? Yeah. That is a time to pull inward. But again, how this goes back to that broken home. How many times in broken homes is there no meal together? Because honestly, the kid might be cooking dinner because mama might be working overtime because daddy's not there or there's not enough money. Is there that connection there? You know? Or she's so tired that, just take it and go. Because that is the best she can do at that moment. At that moment. And I'm not judging because I so understand. And if you're in that place, I send my heart and I just send love, light, and prayer, and I'm holding the space for you seriously. And so, what I would say is, even though you're tired, mama, even though you might be worn, mama, even though it might be easier to just tell the kids to go to their rooms, pull them in and just talk with them. And if you're too tired and worn to talk, how about just listen? I think what a lot of this generation needs more than anything else is just somebody to listen. Not to tell them all the things and you should have known not to do that. I am your father. Sorry. So sorry. I'm crack myself up. I'm crying. Do. This is the stuff I get to edit in the YouTube videos, and I can't edit the live. But pull them in. You know what? I'm so tired tonight, but I just am so grateful that I get to be here with you. I love you. And I hope that you had a good day. I hope that you have a good night. I hope that that issue you're having goes away. Okay. So now it says, collecting interesting dishware, lighting candles for atmosphere, putting together menus and trying new recipes, inviting guests to share, even doing the mundane chores of shopping for groceries, cooking, and cleaning up all contribute to the comfort and enjoyment several times each day. Even the kitchen equipment and the dining room furniture play a part. And so I want to say here, back to these dishes, boo, you don't have to go spend $1,001 at, I'm not going to name these places, but these expensive places. Go to the thrift store, thrift you some stuff, wash it up real good, and bam, you got yourself some luxury or down to earth, whatever your style is. Get your stuff in your style that fits you. I like crystal. I like all this stuff. That's me. But you do you. Whatever you like. You might want something simple, plain. They have simple and plain too. So is she saying though it works together to create a masterpiece and to make a difference? And I wanted to point out, it says putting together menus and trying new recipes. If you guys might have known, and if you watched my homemaking video of all the videos I've been making are tied into this book, so funny, and it wasn't intentional, but I said I was going to try to make 2 new recipes per week. And so, that might be something you want to do in your home. Maybe try to do a recipe, try something new. Okay, and now we get to the last music, and it's the music of rest. And it says, it is useful for you to work so hard from early morning until late night. It is useless for you to work so hard from early morning until late night, anxiously working for your food to eat, for God gives rest to his loved ones. Yes. And that's what another mama commented on. Yes, wash dishes and listen, honey. This is good. Treat it like a podcast. And yes, Tiara, listen and don't judge the youth and the children. Just listen to what they have to say. They say some crazy stuff. The stuff they're going through and they're seeing is like, oh, don't talk to some of these people, because you just hear some of the stuff, you would just probably fall out, you'd faint, you'd be like, oh my goodness, it's a lot. But he gives rest to his loved ones. And I'm so big on the Sabbath, and I'm so big on always telling you guys, rest. Like literally take time to rest, because we can do so much. And although I didn't really have intentions of being personal, just really, really quickly, I remember back when I was running the licensed childcare, I suffered some adrenaline fatigue. I just got so burnt out. I was doing so much. And I wasn't taking any time to rest, and it really just backfired on me. And so from that moment on, when I just had that moment, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna never happen to me again. And so that's why I stop it all for like a whole 24 hours and I just rest. So the music of rest. It says, so the questions I have here is, do I receive it? Because he's saying in Psalms 127 and 2 that he gives rest to us. Well, we're going to change the culture. Culture may say rest is a weakness, but see, and that is true. But we're not culture. We're in this world, but not of this world. Our culture is the Most High Yah God. That's our culture. So we rep a different type of person. We account to a different type of person. So we don't look like them. We don't sound like them. We don't act like them, because we're not them. And then you got to be careful, because if we act, look, and sound like the culture, then it makes us wonder, what kind of life are you living? Because there should be a separation. Light look like light, dark look like dark. So if you look like light and dark, it's like, wait a minute, you lukewarm. Don't do that, because you lukewarm, you get spilt out. So be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I think I got the scripture right now. So culture will tell us that we're weak, that we shouldn't take care of our families and our homes, that we should be a boss. We should be a boss, and we should be making money and doing this and do that. No, that we shouldn't take care of our husbands. Let me set this down for just a second. Or we're missing out. And let me tell you, we're not missing out. They're missing out. They make it seem like we're missing out, but because they don't know this life-giving home. They don't know what this peace and what this joy and what this rest all feels like to us. So they don't even know how empty they are and what a feeling they need to be. And yes, in Ephesians, Paul does tell us not to partner with them. I believe in more of a biblical, old-fashioned type of way of life. I really do. I'm just going to tell it to you straight. If you haven't already known it, I make my husband's plate. I put it on a table for him. I pack his lunch and make his breakfast. I get up early in the morning and make him coffee. Even if he's going in extra early today, I will get up to make him coffee. Because one, it's cheaper that I make it than him to stop somewhere and get it. And two, that's my way of saying, I love you. Regardless of how I feel about some of the things that you say and you do, I love you. I have committed my life to you. And this is an act of love and service that I can get to demonstrate that we don't want to be lip service. If you can talk it, you can act it. I'm not one of those people, they used to say, talk the talk and walk the walk. They say talk is cheap. I don't talk, I walk it. And watch me walk it. That's the type of person I am, just like real life. And so it's like, it matters. Everything you do matters, from the making of the coffee to the making of the meals. It's the life-giving home. And what we don't realize is, by making them, our husbands, coffees and plates and meals, we're taking a load off them. We're taking something extra off them. We don't know what they've been through at work. We don't know what they've encountered. We don't know the stress, the load of the finances, that they're the sole provider, the load of balancing work, life, home, children, wife, self-care, Bible time with the Most High Yah God. We don't understand what that feels like. And so I don't think we understand how these small things it comes full circle. That the small things matter. It's not a mundane, it's not a pointless, but all the things matter, and they form to create this beautiful masterpiece. So it matters in your home. Everything that you do really does matter. And so I want to go to here. It says bedrooms. Yes, I cannot remember who said it. I'll flip through the comments in a minute, but someone just said that they were working on their bedroom, and this is really good here. So I'm gonna, this is kind of for you. I don't know if you have the book or not, but if you don't, it's fine. It says, ideally, bedrooms should be a special place where each family member can pull away from all the stress, escape the demands, and and rest, cry, journal, and dream away from the eyes of others. It says bedrooms give sanctuaries to souls, and they should be outfitted accordingly. Listen, get your papers, get your pen. This is some good stuff right here, especially if you don't have the book. Don't worry about it, but write this down. An inviting bed with soft pillows and a comforter spread or a squishy duvet for a comfortable sleep. a cozy chair for reading, journaling, and praying, plus the materials to do just that, and a personalized space for each occupant. This is how we give a sanctuary to the souls that are in our home. She says, I always recognized that the children's bedrooms were their own places to escape into their dream worlds. They had individual color schemes, posters, bookshelves holding their own favorite stories, and practical items that spoke safe and comfortable to the ones living there. And she said, a truly comfortable sleeping place, quality bedding, a light for reading, special towels and toiletries, perhaps a vase of flowers or writing paper, she says, allows us to hear the music of rest in our home. And so I really like that. And I actually, believe it or not, went out and before the no buy, so you guys have to be creative. Sidebar, this is the February challenge I'm talking about, no buy. But you can barter, you can trade, you can, you can have gifts or whatever. So maybe look out for the free cycle, curb alerts, all those things for a bookshelf or chairs, and put into your kid's room, and put into your own room if you want to have a prayer space. What you see is what you gravitate to. That's why I have books and games and different things out. And so if you had a chair out with a comfy blanket, with a notebook and this is my notebook that I have all of our book stuff in, and a pen, if you had that out, would you be more likely every time you walk by it to sit and write in it? I don't know. They say out of sight, out of mind. So let's keep these things in sight, in mind, so that we can focus on it. And it says, filling the spaces of the home. We are getting almost to the end here. Are you guys ready for me to stop? Tell me if I should keep going or if we should stop. I have, I think, 3 more things that I want to point out. What a great book. I can't wait to buy it. Tell me, guys, keep going or stop. There may be a lag in time here. I think there is. And again, I know the images may not be perfect, but just treat it as a podcast, like I said. Okay, you guys said keep going. Okay, hey, Jessica. Okay, well, Chessie, thank you for joining. Thank you for all the conversation. I know you got to go, but thank you for hopping on. I appreciate the time you spent, and hopefully it was life-giving to you, and hopefully it was a good use of your time. Blessings to you. Okay, the rest of you said keep going, so let's get it. Okay, it says, okay, this is what I want to talk about. It says you have the freedom to create your own home, art, and make your dwelling place that is distinctly yours. It says a place of comfort, safety, and delight for you and whoever steps inside of your door. So the one note that I did right there, I said, what if you don't have the freedom to create your own home and make it yours? I was sharing in a video, and this is not to say anything about him. I am just sharing in case it blesses you. I shared in a video about how for some people, okay, bye, Angela. I shared for some people how most women can do whatever they want to do in their homes, and their husbands don't care. They're like, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Leave me out of it. And I was sharing that my husband doesn't quite feel that way. My husband feels like he wants to be involved and he wants to have a say. And, he's more like, I want to be in on it. You don't, let me know and da-da-da-da. And so some other people say, yeah, they private message me that, yeah, my husband's like that too. And it was, I loved it, but then it made me think, why did I feel hesitant to share that? And why did people feel the need, again, just hear the heart of it, feel the need to say it to me in private that their husbands feel the same way? And so that means that it must be something that we are taught or conditioned, that we have to be the ones doing this, and that our husbands can't have a say or shouldn't have a say. And if they do have a say and don't let us do what we want to do fully, that there's an issue. So what I want to say to that is, it's okay if you can't implement all that you want to implement, 1, because of husband, 2, because of finances, 3, because of space, or whatever other issues or things may be out there. You have this vision, you have this thought, you have something here. You want to move from here into the actual physical, but you have these obstacles, whether it's your spouse feeling a different way about your color choice, whether it's not having the money to buy the paint, whether it's not having the space because of XYZ. That's what I'm saying here. It's okay. Do the best with what you have the way you can, because as long as it's a place of comfort, safety, and delight, it's all good. So I might have these curtains that I don't really like, but guess what? I'm gonna rock with it, okay? I may have, I may have a furniture, I may have wanted to paint, this is not true, but I may have wanted to paint this white, the whole farmhouse feel. My husband's like, no, that's antique, that's rare, you're gonna leave it wood. And I'm like, But guess what? I'm gonna fill this thing and make it the best, even in its brown state that it can be, right? So it's like, just make the best and most of that particular situation. So I do know it's getting late, but so I want to share something about the book. I know not everybody has the book and not everybody read the book, and that's fine. The book is written by mother and daughter, for those of you who didn't know. So the mother shares a chapter, the daughter shares a chapter. The mother shares a chapter, the daughter shares a chapter. And so there's this back and forth throughout the entire book. I didn't say that in the beginning. And again, I wasn't thinking that everybody hasn't read the book. And I just want to say that for those of you who are new and just following along, who haven't had a chance to read the book. So now we're hearing from the daughter, and that's the reason I point all this out. And this is in chapter 4. And what she says is, I didn't expect the emerged conviction of the vital need for physical space in which humankind can return to God's first design. I didn't expect that a break from Facebook would convict me of the spiritual significance of the home and the need to fight actively to create it. So I wrote down here, what are the thoughts? You guys can tell I liked everything I've shown you. I've got highlighters and all kind of stuff here. What are your thoughts on there? The spiritual significance of the home and the fight to actively create it. I would have thought that she would have said the need to protect it or to shield it, but she said to create it. So I thought that was really interesting. So this isn't her talking about living unplugged and all those things. I am gonna skip over to another part. Part 2, she was talking about rhythms, routines, rituals. This was on page 45. I think that is really good, so I think we should touch on that. And so familiar routines give structure that provide leadership and personal care to all who live there. Question time. What daily rhythms will help me accomplish what needs to be done and enhance our relationship? What chores need to be done each day? Who will do them? And how will I make sure they are done? Am I doing something now that doesn't need to be done? Can I simplify something, in other words? What daily and weekly ritual will bring pleasure and mark important areas in which I can invest my moments? It said life rituals that bring energy back into my home, mind, and soul are Saturday night movies and pizza, Sunday night afternoon teas, and going out with the family, and every Friday night. So it's like, who is creating these rituals that's bringing this energy to your home, right? It's really important. And so I like even when she talked about, and so here it says, say no to activities that steal our time and our energy, and we know that. She said, if I take care of my own personal needs, proper nutrition, rest, exercise, prayer, and devotion, work, friendships, then my family and all who come into my home will have a full well to draw from when they encounter me. You could just close the book right there. A full well? Oh my goodness, like that is up. I mean, I just gotta, come on. Then all who come to my home will have a full well to draw from. So it's like, are we given life? And that is just so powerful to me. Like, we have the power to give life, but are we given life? So I am going to stop here. Okay. So after all this, and like I said, this was the meatiest part of the book, and this is what I wanted to talk about in this chapter. So this is what I'm going to do. You guys tell me you want to be with me or not. Who's with me? So this is like the entry, and now she just breaks down January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Bam. So I'm going to read January and February. I'm going to read January. And then I propose that we come back here once a month for the rest of the year, and we go over that chapter. So I'm going to read January tonight, and then how about I come back in February and I'll read February? And how about I come back in March and I read March? And so those of you who don't have the book can maybe have it, or again, we can just highlight it and we can talk about it. And in that live, we can go ahead and she said, I said it like a pro. We can go ahead and we won't have so much to cover. Like, this was such a big buffet, like truly. And so if we just go over the 1 month, it's going to be such a small little bite size. So we've been over. So right now, I done just thrown you into the water and I said, now we're getting ready to swim. I'm getting ready to teach you some lessons. Pay attention. And so then we'll learn, okay, let's do the backstroke. Let's do the breaststroke. Let's do the butterfly. Let's work on, the floating. Let's work on this. Let's work on that. We can do individual. So that's the way I'm imagining in my brain. Like, I just got that revelation idea. So let me go ahead and finish up January, and then I will answer all of your questions and talk to you guys in the comments, and then we'll wrap it up, and then I'll see you back in February, and that's where we're leaving off at, and we can talk about February. So again, I can't see all of it. I see some. It's a life-giving home, and let me talk about January. And this is good. Okay, it says decluttering the soul. Good God Almighty. This is hard. It says decluttering isn't just a matter of stuff. It says that the brain and the heart can be the same way. Cluttered with worry, responsibility, duties, concerns over the future, finances, time constraints, expectation, disappointment, critical attitudes, and for resentment. Like, wow. And she said these create soul piles and mind clutter. So cleaning our hearts and thoughts, asking for and answering questions like, do I have any lingering feelings of guilt that I need to give to God, to Yah, to the Most High God? Is there any bitterness towards family or friends? Do I have any resentment to my family, to my friends? Do any of my relationships need amending? Let me just sip my tea right here, because this is some good stuff. Like, you need to pay money for, this is good. This is good. Like, this is a whole, we need to have like a conference and just talk about, let's get together. My birthday's in August. Let's get together for my birthday and let's talk. Let's just dig deep and just, man, this is so good. Okay. Have I created any rifts between me and God that I need to clear up? You could just stay there for a while. Seriously. Man, are there, because I remember I had to go to him and talk to him and say, forgive me for being upset with you. Like, I know something. Forgive me for being upset with you that this thing didn't turn out the way I wanted. Like, be real with him and be honest with him, because he knows anyway. You don't need to be like, no, God, everything's good. No, I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I'm sad. I didn't think it was going to be like this. I didn't think that it was going to turn out this way. So I'm really sad. And so she's saying, if I've created any rifts between him, let's clear it up. And is there any way that I have failed, or any disappointments that I have carried that are draining my energy? Do we fail and have a disappointment in something and we carry that energy? Wow. Because sometimes I'm like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I failed. I can't believe I didn't know that. I can't believe I didn't see that. And you can just really go on, dragging that thing. And it's like, we really have to let it go. And she says, I also try to identify ways I've missed my goals and the way I want to strengthen my commitments in the major areas of my life: physical, emotional, spiritual. the diet and exercise, the relationship with my spouse, my kids and friends, the books I want to read, quiet time, studying and reading the Bible. How can I grow? And so, what she said that she does is she takes a verse and she writes it on her refrigerator so that she'll see it every day. And I've heard of some women taking these little cards and notebooks, like little note cards or whatever, and putting them all around in their house so that they can be inspired. And I think I have one last, well, it's talking about a devotional routine. So I'll tell you what, I'll do that last part in February. And let me get into the comments because I want to end on a high note, not on a low note. And I want to make sure if anybody had prayer requests or anything they wanted to share, I got to address it and to talk about it, especially since I don't know if all of these comments and things will save. So give me just 1 second to kind of get caught up. I was caught up and then they all disappeared. Wow. Okay. Okay, guys, what are you thinking? What do you think about this book? How was it? How was this chat? Was this what you were expecting? Was it good for you? Do you have any questions, any comments, any concerns? What was your favorite part of the book? Were you racing to finish it or was it a slow burn? Did reading the book impact your life? Did the title of this book even fit the book? If you could have sat beside the daughters, what would you ask them? What surprised you the most about this book? Was this book overrated or underrated? Okay. So, I'm sorry for the delay. I'm just trying to go back through. Okay, there's so many I wanted. I'm taking notes. This book has so many nuggets. Thank you guys for commenting and being in here. Yes, I pulled out my mom voice. Yes, Meals Together is a chance to provide a safe landing space for our family members. I loved it, but chapter 4 was so good. Buffet is an accurate description. I do think that the libraries do have these books, so you definitely should check to see that. Does anybody have any prayer requests? People are getting off, so I don't want to lose you. Does anybody have anything else they want to share? I was seeing if there was anything here that I wanted to. Did y'all take good things from it? I'm just curious. It sounds so good. I took some good things from here. I think that this book was so great. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys aren't commenting anything else, I can pray us out. Yes, sir. That's why some elders can't get respect, because they want to be cool, trendy, or whatever. Yes, praise God for the internet working. It's true. And these young folks can't see the difference. And that is so true. That's when we were talking about if some, for the young people, just listen. Just sit, listen to them, because they're dealing with something that we have no idea about. Okay. All right. I think I've glanced over all the comments. So, Father, we thank you so much for this sacred and precious time and space that you've given us. A chance where we could come, be as authentic and raw, vulnerable and open as we chose to. We could put it all in the comments or none in the comments. But either way, I'm just asking that you touch each of my sisters, each of my friends, each of my acquaintances, my followers, new and old. I'm asking that you touch them in their homes. And Father, that you give them the life giving home. I just ask that you just breathe your Holy Spirit, your Ruach HaKodesh into their homes, into their lives, into their hearts, that you touch the empty, dry, broken, hurt places, and that you fill it with your peace, love, and your joy. Thank you for showing us how to change the narrative from broken and from trauma to beauty and to changing legacies and to new trajectories and new bloodlines and leaving a legacy for all of our generations to come. And so thank you that curses and things that have come upon us from generations are over and that they're ended. And thank you for this new thing that you're doing in our lives. Continue to teach us how to be good stewards over what we have or what we've been blessed with. Continue to show us how to make our homes into places that give you honor, that reflect you, and that is a place that's a safe haven to come to and just find solitude and rest and peace. And I'm just praying that you just touch all the homes that are connected here, and that you would just bless them in their own way, that you would give them revelation, insight, wisdom, and knowledge, even as they sleep on tonight, of how to make their homes better, how to do things better for their children, how to do things better for their spouses, how to do things better for themselves, how to reconstruct their days and their times and their schedules and their rituals and their routines so that it gives you glory and honor, and that it makes for a good life-giving home. And so the things that bring us no value, that add nothing to us, but that take away, that suck away our time and our life and our energy, we ask that you help us to put it down and to decrease it so that we can increase you in things that give us life and that breathe life into us and into our homes. And we're just thankful again for this time and space, and we love you. And it's in Yeshua's name that we pray. Amen. Okay, so I love you guys, and have a good night. And I'm going to stay on here to just for these people that wanted to pray. Elena, I'm praying for you. Thank you for being such a positive light. You are just so amazing. And I just want to thank you for being a part of my YouTube family. You make such a difference. Simply Living by Grace. Yes, this chat was great. I'm so glad that you got to come. And hopefully this was a blessing to you. I see. Thank you for just being here, for all the love and support. Good at everything. I'd like to go to a higher place in my marriage, motherhood, and life in general. And you will. You're in the right place. Duncan, Party of Six. This book has so much to take in. Definitely want to allow it to soak it. Yes. That's why we're going to just come back monthly and talk about how it's still giving life every month. And I'm just so excited about. So you guys know what this means. It means you're going to be getting 2 lives. You're going to get the Life Giving Home live, and then you're going to get the Book of the Month live. But the Life Giving Home will be the only one that will continue with the whole year. We need more Titus women to show us the way. Bless you, bless you. Paul, okay, Payu, I think it is. Pray for me in my home, Christy. My mom is living with me, but she is toxic. So Father, you know all about the situations. You know and see what we don't know and what we can't see. And Father God, I love how you take the broken things in our lives and the things that hurt us and that seem toxic and like that they're for our bad. And I love how you turn it for our good. And Father, I just believe that positive is going to come into her home and into her family. And this mom that is toxic, Father, let your Holy Spirit even flow into her and into her home and change her language. Father God, let it go from toxic to positive. Let what comes out of her mouth shock her daughters and everyone that is around. Sometimes hurt people, and they don't even know they're hurting, and they don't even know they're hurting other people. But Father God, you are showing us how to shift the atmospheres and environments in our homes so that they are conducive to be a life-giving home. So show her how to shift the atmosphere in her home so that the toxic can no longer dwell and that it can be a place of light and love for all that enter. Okay. May the Lord continue to bless you and your family. Thank you. Amen for your beautiful prayers. Just caught the end of this. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Cindy, come back and listen. I post I share all the lives and the times and all that stuff, so you don't have. So next time you can maybe get more. Amen. Yay! Will gladly welcome to lives. Elena, thank you so much for praying with us. I appreciate your time. This is the family of the year. No, we're not family of the year, but we're just doing our best to let His light shine through us. Because when it's my time, when they say she's gone, I want to go with the empty life. I want to have poured out and given all that I could in this way, empowering and encouraging and motivating and inspiring and encouraging. I don't want to take anything with me. I want to give it all, and I want to give it all freely. So I love you guys. That wraps up our night. Thank you so much for making this amazing. It sounds like that the January challenge was amazing. It sounds like the January book choice was amazing. That has turned into a whole year choice. And really quickly, my last thing before I let you guys go, if you haven't heard throughout this thing, we have a new challenge up. Go to my community. When you get off here, go to community and you'll be able to print for free the printable for the month of February. And it tells us all the challenges and the book. And we'll be right back here in 1 month to read and pray and do it all again with the new book. So I love you guys. You can do a lot with a little. And until the next time, blessings.